Today we are going to be talking about the story of the beginning of AG4L in Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada. Thunder Bay is a small city of over 100,000 people, so it doesn't really get much attention from the rest of the country, but if you live in the city you know the crazy things that go on here. Thunder Bay is in between Winnipeg and Toronto in Canada, and is one of the hot spots for the drug trade in the country right now. Thunder Bay has previously held the murder capital of Canada title as well. It is not a place that has many opportunities for people that grew up in extreme poverty, but this story is about the end of Austin Robinson's life in Thunder Bay, Ontario. Not much is known about his younger life besides that he has family from Winnipeg, and he might have came here from Winnipeg. Austin lived in Thunder Bay his whole life, starting off on the infamous south side of Thunder Bay where crime and violence is more common than in other parts. Austin had a lot of friends and family in Thunder Bay. He went to middle school with them and made most of his lifelong friends there. Like most kids that grew up in that neighborhood, you don't have much growing up and you have to make what you can of your life. When he got older, he started to dive into the darker side of the city, selling drugs to get by and help his family pay the bills. Rumors are he had also robbed drug dealers for their stash too, but none of this was confirmed. When he was 15, he was wearing designer clothes and rocking chains and diamond rings. He started to grow his connections in the streets and made a name for himself. Austin was smart with his money. By the time he was 17 years old, he had over $20,000 saved up and was paying his mom's bills every month. He was a man of honor and dignity even though he grew up in a bad position. The police started to grow interested in what Austin was doing, as he would see them take pictures of his house and of him, but he was never too worried. He felt like he was a step ahead of the police. There was also an incident where Austin was found with a large quantity of cash in a hotel room, and the police photographed the money and left. In 2019, a rumor and video started circulating supposedly of Austin getting beaten up by a group of boys. This video was proven to be fake, but Austin wasn't happy with who was spreading it around. They ended up going back and forth on Facebook about the video. In 2020, Austin caught the guy who posted the fake video of him and beat him inside of a Tim Hortons on camera.
It's recording.
Yo. This nigga said he robbed me.
Look, yeah,
Look at this pussy.
You want to see the picture
right now?
Look, fucking little bitch.
During this altercation, Austin yells out his address and tells them to come slide through. A couple weeks later, 3 men snuck into Austin's house while the door was unlocked in the middle of the night with a baseball bat and a hammer, creeping into Austin's room. Austin never got the chance to wake up that morning. The first swing broke his skull and made him brain dead immediately. His mom heard the commotion and came running down to see them running out of the house, while Austin was on the ground hurt badly. Austin's mom called an ambulance, and the police showed up after. It had just freshly snowed that night, so the police followed the suspect's fresh footprints away from the house directly to them. Austin sadly died a couple days later due to his injuries at only 18 years old. All of his friends and family mourned him and came out to celebrate his life. 1 man and 1 teen were charged with murder, and the 3rd teen ended up killing himself because he was scared of what would happen to him. There has been multiple attempts to find the teen when he was released on conditions. In Canada, if you're a youth you can get out on bail for murder. But he was hiding out on his reserve and ended up burning his mother's apartment down to go back to jail. After Austin's death, most of his friends and family started a clique called AG4L or AUDDY Gang for Life to make sure Austin's name lives forever. Some people have gotten chains to remember Austin. Mercules is even on a song dedicated to Austin's memory. Things calmed down for a year until in 2021, one of Austin's close friends, Robert, was wanted for shooting up 2 different houses back-to-back days on May 1st and 2nd, 2021. It is not confirmed if this was in retaliation for Austin's murder or not, but there is speculations. After that, things were cooling off for another year. The courts were taking slow with the 2 people charged with Austin's murder, so they were still locked up. But in 2022 things took a turn for the worse when on June 1st one of Austin's friends, Tyrese Belmore, was murdered in a trap house on Shipley Street. There is speculation that they might have a connection to the same people that killed Austin. In the same month, the same people that killed Tyrese tried to kill his other friend Joseph Hubbard, which is Austin's brother. At 2 a.m. someone kicked open Joseph's door, but Joseph was ready and stabbed the man to death and left him on the floor of his apartment. The police later arrested Joseph for murder. Not much has changed since then in the story. Everyone is still locked up that got arrested. They are just waiting to see how long they are going to get sentenced for the murder of Austin, and to see if Joseph can get his charges dropped. This is the end of the story for now. If you enjoyed and want to hear more stories about Thunder Bay, leave a like. Long live Austin Robinson.